And we are live. Good morning, everybody, including Ed, who's at night. So we're going to do it. We're still waiting on Jim to turn up, but he'll turn up. And, well, we'll start. We've got Wayne. We've got James from MODELLBAU Modelling. We've got Mr. Paul Price. We've got Ed from Bob's Hobby Shop and RC. We got your regular Bilge, and we got Jimmy, Restorations View, and we got a very special guest today, Mike from Glue, Paint and Plastic. So we're going to start with our new guest, Mike. Please, mate, thank you very much for turning up. You are an exceptional modeler. Please tell the world about you.
Yeah, cool. So I don't sound like I should come from here, but I'm from North Carolina in the United States of America. I grew up in the United Kingdom, though, which is where the accent has sort of stuck around, and I'm doing my best to try to avoid letting it rub off and adopt the native language instead. So, yeah, I've been modeling since I was 10 years old. I'm 48 now, so I've been modeling for about 38 years. I build models of tanks, airplanes, and ships. We emigrated to the United States about 10 years ago, so I had to leave the vast majority of my collection behind. I brought 3 large sailing ships with me, model ones, not whole-size ones, when we moved over from the United Kingdom. 2 of them were dropped down the stairs by the removal men and needed fixing up when they got to this end. But yeah, I had to leave 28 years of modeling behind and got started again when I got over here into the United States. So that was a good thing in some ways, because also I'm married and my wife has to put up with my obsessions. So leaving all of my stuff behind gave me the perfect opportunity to replace it all again. But I've been working hard to do so, and I have a fairly substantial collection at this time.
Mate, that is awesome. And Jim, you're wearing the wrong hat, so get dressed properly when you come on, please.
Oh yeah,
you didn't come on there, Jim.
I was wondering who's going to notice my Henry Blake hat as opposed to my Heisenberg hat.
Well, mate, sorry.
There's only a couple guys here I think are going to know who the character Henry Blake was.
Mash.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So we'll do.
I'm thinking. You look more like Henry Fonda, man, from Golden Pond.
I like that one.
I'll tell you what, he doesn't look anything like Jane.
There we go.
So, just before we welcome Jimmy back, good to see you, mate. So, Mike is, anybody out there, and we'll start getting the numbers up, I'm sure, and we'll make sure, go to Glue, Paint and Plastic. Mike, we're going to get you to show a few of your stuff a bit later on, mate, because you are an exceptional modeler. But we're going to go around. We will start with Jimmy, who's had his young fellow there for a couple of weeks, come back from the Marines. What have you been up to, mate? And who have you been up to?
Actually, I got to find, you might start with somebody else, because we got the frame and the chassis done of the plow truck, but I've got to find it. I got everything else, but I don't know where that's at. Other than that, we've been setting up a new studio and a new computer system and lots of daytime work too. So, but okay. I have my son built most of the chassis. I just got to find it. Give me just a second.
Wayne.
Yeah.
Hey, what have you been up to?
Mostly been doing additions to the stash. So got a few things came in during the week. Haven't done a lot of building, so I picked up Sag 46 Sky Knight.
Yep.
So that'll go to my USS Carl Vinson project, and I've been on a bit of a rally car kick, as a few people might have noticed. So I picked up a Mitsubishi Galant VR4, and Ed, I actually found some of those Hasegawa Subarus for the Possum Borns. So I got that one from a guy online. I managed to pick up that one from, I think that was Frontline Hobbies here in Oz. And picked up a couple of decal sets from Club Barchetta in Japan. So a couple of Studio 27 sets for the Rally Art Galants. So I think I've now got about 30 rally cars I've got to build.
Okay, very good. So absolutely nothing then?
Yeah, no, nothing at all.
Good to see, mate. Good to see. And James, Moreton
Hi.
Bay.
Yep.
I'm
It's,
going full screen.
Oh, I wouldn't.
I would.
I can't afford everyone's new screens.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, I
Okay.
just got
Now,
another screen.
just before we kick on, we'll go back to a full. We've got Jeff in the house, and we all know who Jeff is. And
Huzzah.
after 3, 1, 2, 3, huzzah!
Huzzah.
Okay, Mike. So Jeff is part of Satan's Water Buffaloes. We're a secret motorcycle gang of people that are over 50, kind of thing, that wear horns and everything. And yeah, but he is a wonderful human being. He's sort of my brother, and an absolute legend, and looks after his fellow man the best he can with no hair that he's got. Anyway, so back to you, Jimmy. We've done our huzzahs, and we'll go. What are you looking for, buddy?
Through me.
What are you? You're on Aussie Modellers Live. There we go. Yeah.
I'm just pressing the like button.
Oh wow, that's like something from Demtel or something.
Well,
So-
someone had to. So after my 4,000-kilometer trip with my son, I got home. I wouldn't say I tidied up my bench. I literally just shoved everything to one side. And I thought I would get back into my HQ Monaro.
Very nice.
So yes,
DDA?
Yeah.
yeah, with a liniment. I'm just kind of looking at everything, going, "Oh yeah, cool." The boot I have to take back all the way because before I got put away last time, I dropped a dollop of thinner on it, and so it literally took everything back to bare plastic, that exact dot. So I've got it soaking at the moment, and one of the chairs I noticed had a paint crack in one of the seams, just where paint had filled up and then cracked. So I got them soaking, and I'm going to try and redo them a bit later. And
How could I have lost it?
yeah,
Fucking
I've
serious.
also got a bit of sanding to do on the bonnet.
I
I've
see a
noticed
Spitfire wingtip in the corner there, James.
yeah, it's still sitting there. Yeah,
Looks beautiful.
it will be when I finish not dropping it. Yeah, it will be. So I guess that's the only thing when you have got 4 bits all on the bench at the same time. So yeah, but that's my bench.
Hey,
Okay.
Jason, can you go back to Jim? He's got that truck chassis ready.
Oh, we can do that. We can do that. Where are you? There you go. Hang on, mate.
So you guys let me know if it's in focus at all, or if you can
Yeah,
see
just take it.
anything.
You move it a little bit more center of the screen. Yeah, there you go.
So let me get a light. Hang on. Oh, that's no good.
There you go. Yeah.
So Wes, this is Wesley's first attempt at airbrushing. He picked it up right away. He did really good. He painted. I'm trying to show you guys. He painted all 8 shocks yellow and silver. He did most of the motor, the exhaust. He did the exhaust in a combination of flat steel and flat aluminum. So I made an order and sent him a whole bunch of. He went back home to Jacksonville, North Carolina, and he bought a desk. And I sent him with a bunch of extra supplies and some Outlaw and stuff. And then I made an online order for him of brushes and blades and files and all sorts of stuff. And I bought him a Tamiya Nissan GTR. So it's one of our combined like favorite cars. So I bought that and had it sent down to him. So we might get to see him on here at some point in the next coming weeks.
Awesome.
Building something and using some outlaw paint and stuff.
Yeah, mate, that's awesome.
Yeah. Am I still breaking up?
No, mate,
Is
you're
my
good. You're good.
Okay. All right.
You're good. Okay,
Well, let me know
so-
if it goes to pot, my connection.
I wonder if I can go there. Oh, now this is what I wanted. Here's a story of a man named Bailey bringing up the very nothing else. So we're going to go to Ed. Ed, let's see your beautiful face. He's got the wind going in his hair. What did you find?
The wind's blowing. At least it's straight, man. So basically, I got the body painted. I got it clear.
Oh, nice. Nice,
It's all
Ed.
decaled. Everything
Wow,
is,
buddy.
everything's bare metal foil. That's
Nice.
2K clear. And then here's the hood.
Oh, my God.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Wow.
Very nice.
That's
Very
about as
nice.
far that's about as far as I've got, man. I had to start a job, so I really haven't had a chance to work on too much of my model.
You didn't mention it,
Trying
that
to
you
do more
sprayed that
stuff.
body. You asshole.
What's that?
You're an asshole. You didn't let me know you'd sprayed the body yet.
Yeah, I did. Well, okay, so here I wanted to do like the how-to video with Outlaw and show everybody like with this, but I'm too far into it. So when I get done with this build, I've got another one coming up. I'm actually, my buddy, he's a really, really, really good friend of mine, and he is a true friend. He has helped me out to get to this job. He's giving me gas and helped me out buy some parts. I broke the shift linkage on my truck. I didn't have the money. So his ultimate dream car is a original Shelby Cobra. So I actually have one of my father's. I'm going to build that kit for him. So when I build that kit from him, I'm going to do videos on my YouTube channel from start to finish on the complete build. Then this way I could show everybody the painting, clear coating, how I've done stuff, my bare metal foil, all my custom everything is what I'm going to start doing. So I figured I'll do it on that one, man. But yeah, I got the body cleared. I got to do a little bit more to it. It's not completely done the way I wanted. I'm going to throw another coat of 2K clear on it. And then I had to do a little bit of wet sanding on the hood because I got a little bit of a buildup on there. So yeah, it's sprayed, man, but the color's badass.
It is.
I'm
That
absolutely
blue is
ecstatic
awesome.
with it. That's the dark blue pearl of Jason's of Outlaws.
The dark blue pearl.
So,
I hope
yeah,
I have
it's a
that.
badass
I'm gonna.
color. It's
Look at him run away. Have I got it? Have I got it?
dark
I know
blue
where you can
pearl,
get it.
man. If you don't got it, you better order it, man.
Look at him go.
Yeah,
Look at his
it's a
head.
badass color. So the Shelby Cobra that I'm gonna do, I'll probably have to get some paint from Jason. Yeah, he's digging.
Yeah, I hope I got
Yeah,
that, man. Because
it's an awesome color. I
blue's
mean,
my
how can you
favorite
not like
color.
this color, man?
Blue's my favorite color.
Yeah,
I can't
it's
believe
the
I
dark
wouldn't have
blue
ordered
pearl.
dark blue pearl. Fuck. I got all these other blues, but I don't have that. Dang it. Oh, yep, right here. Got it.
Better order it.
Oh, hang on. Here you go. Oh,
Dark
Dark blue pearl.
that's morning for you, isn't it, mate? I got it.
I got it. Yep. Well, yes,
That's it.
this is going to get used very soon.
Oh, look at the smile on his
That's the
dial.
color.
Yeah, that's awesome. As soon as he showed that car, I was
Yeah,
like, man,
that's the
that
color,
blue is perfect. Awesome.
Oh, Well, that's awesome, Ed, and your job's going okay, buddy.
It's a badass blue. I'm highly addicted. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm highly addicted to Outlaws now, man. I mean, it's just it's you can't get anything better, man. This is what I've been trying to tell people, you know. So I mean, hopefully with this next build that I do, and people can actually see that they can order it through me and stuff, man. I mean, I'm hoping that it'll start going like crazy. Hoping,
Now,
fingers crossed.
Outlaw's not a cheap addiction.
No, it's not. Try a respirator.
James,
So we'll just take a quick time out. We've got Hobby Times in the house, Blue Streaks in the house, GB's in the house, and we've got a Jeff Elliott in the house. We've got Jeff. Huzzah, everybody. And, yeah, the numbers will start picking up soon, which is okay.
what's up, guys?
But, yeah, appreciate the kind words on the paint. So we're going to kick on to Bilge.
can I ask Ed just one quick question?
You can.
What did you prime with? What color?
I used the gray.
Okay, gray primer. I just wanted to make sure it turned out like that. So okay, great. All right.
I used the gray primer, man. No, I didn't put a base down. You don't need to for this, man. It's
okay. All right. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
That's
how it turns out. Huh?
Because it's full of pigment.
Yeah, that's how it turns out with the gray primer.
Sorry to interrupt.
Once I get the pink primer, once the pink primer gets here, man, I'll be using that. So I'm probably going to use it on that Shelby Cobra. I got to figure out what color I'm going to do it. I'm thinking about doing the Shelby Cobra. Maybe I don't know what color yet. I'm thinking about the red. I mean, my buddy doesn't have a favorite color, but he wants it. He wants it original. So I got to try to keep the color original.
Right, yeah. So here's the pink primer in its natural.
Shut up.
So there's your pigment. That's pink primer, and we go.
It looks like a big old bottle of jizz.
Oh, that's the wrong bottle I picked up.
I was saying,
Sorry, that's
that's
bottle. And there you go.
Wrong bottle.
Wrong bottle. And me socks good. It's going to get retired next week. That's okay.
Jason, you got a question?
I was going to say, is that box standing up on its own?
When am I going to make water-based wood stain bunch of colors? Okay. And when I come off the cross and my hands and feet heal first, I'm going to walk across water and I might turn that water into wine. It's going to be a little while, mate. It's wood stain.
It's going to be a while because me and you still got to work on my color.
And then we've got like Blue Streak. If you look at Jimmy down the bottom, Restorations View, he already did, although it wasn't water-based, he made wood with outlaw paint. So
yep.
If you go to his channel, you'll see his
the 55 Chevy, 3100. Go online and you can find a color wheel, and it'll show you based on your red. What was it? Red, blue, and yellow. At first, it's going to look green, and then if you go on the internet and find a color wheel, and then you'll add a little bit more red, you can get different wood tones that way. To answer the person's question there, you can do it with Outlaw. I would use Outlaw. It worked really well. It mixed perfectly. It sprayed perfectly. Yep.
Jeff, thanks, Jimmy. Jeff, 4 weeks from me to Ed. No, it takes about a week roughly, Ed, to get there from me to you.
Yeah, a week and a half.
Yep. So Moss is in the house.
From you to
jump
me.
online. That'd be great.
Hey, Moss.
Can I send you a link, Moss? You can fit in the screen. But we're going to go to Bilge. Well, if Moss can answer me, that'd be great. And I'll send him the link.
I've
What have you been up to, Bilge?
to FA. I've
Wow,
basically
okay.
been dealing with work. This weekend, I'm up to my eyeballs in mud dealing with the cattle shop, and today now is the first time I've actually had a chance to sit down and play with some plastic. It's not shaped like a dog.
Okay. And good news, Moss is in bed, so we don't need to see that.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
It is, you know this show is for children, but good God, that'll scar you for life.
Fucking lost
Well, back to the group shop,
Yeah.
please.
Have you got any? Why, mate?
I've got now. All I've got is from what last weekend is that little guy there.
Geez. Hang on. Right,
No,
wrong time.
No.
Put it back up, you shithead. Oh, very well done, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very nice. Right, so we're going to go with Jimmy Aldergott, or our resident Heisenberg. Dear sir, please tell us about your week and what have you got on the bench?
Well, things are kind of the same. I'll show you what I'm working on, but first off, I've been spending most of my time training this week, getting in as much bike riding as I can on coming up this Thursday, which for us Colonials is the 4th of July. So that's our Independence Day. There's a bike ride I'm going to be participating in. So I've just been trying to get time on the bike. Today was another day. Brutal humidity. I mean, I don't have anything on you guys in Australia or Ed down in Arkansas, but the humidity, you could wear like an extra jacket. It was so bad today. But anyway, got my ride in and then spent the rest of the day in the air conditioning. But here's what I got going. I got a whole bunch of stuff going, but I ain't got much done. First off, we'll go with the Tiger.
Yes.
The Tiger won, and this is where she is right now. Not much happening. Got the top, got the upper hull constructed, but got a lot more to go. Got all this mess in the back to figure out what I'm going to do. I have been doing more of these things, the Fruel model tracks. There we go. Let me get that where the glare isn't quite so bad. Well,
Yeah, no, it's pretty bad.
yeah, you can see. Well, you know what they are, and that's why I use them.
Mate, that is a beautiful wristband.
That
That's great accessory.
Exactly. They're metal, and they behave like metal because they are metal. They never fail. They never fail. I love them. Let's see. Oh yeah, this thing is stagnant. My little full gory, Maki C202. This is the one that I'm having a problem with the airbrush. Haven't touched this thing all week. Just been trying to do anything else but that. Been working on these little items. Let's see if I can get that. Yeah. Oil cans.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. I'm putting these things together. Gonna put them in my tank models and stuff like that. And I picked up a couple of models this week for free. My best mate upstairs, who owns the house I rent from, he was cleaning out his stash of kits, and he was going to donate a whole bunch. And he found these two and said, "You can have them if you want them." And one is this.
Yeah.
Yep. You can't turn down a Spitfire, and you can't turn down an Otaki Spitfire.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep. That's free. And then I got one of these. Let's see.
That's not a real plane.
Yes, it is. Yes,
I'll
it
make
is.
one for me.
Yeah. So I could look. Clear Prop makes one of these, and it's a very good kit, but it's over $50 American. This thing cost me nothing.
Wow, dude.
So one more item. I'm trying to get that damn. I want to get this thing done because I'm going to need the bench to do this.
Oh,
nice.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Yeah, that's what this is what I won in the last Models for Heroes auction back in March. I outbid a guy. I just went nuts. I went total consumer mad. It was that thing. I wound up outbidding a guy by $1. 286 No, $285 to $281. Excuse me, by $4. I wanted it. Let's put it that way. It's a beautiful kit. Beautiful. I bought some extras for it. I bought some Edward wheels for it, and I bought a couple other items. I can't remember. Oh yeah, decals. Decals I got for it too, because I don't really care for the ones in the Tamiya kit, in the one they give you kit supply. Anyway, this is the never-ending saga of the Achilles.
Achilles, yeah.
Still adding extra gear to it. Still adding dust and dirt to it. This is like a.
I wish we could see the straps that you put on it. The pictures you sent me, man, that thing looks amazing in those photos you took.
Yeah, you know what, Jason? I'm going to send you a bunch of photos of this thing I've snapped in the last couple of weeks. I'll just send them to your what address is it again, Jason?
Jason at outlawpaints.com.
That's it. Yeah, I'll send you that. Then you can pop them up here if you want to, or whatever. Because you'll be able to see it a lot better than here. This is okay. The photos look a lot better.
Yeah,
so this is going on.
I'll add them later, mate. Like we'll move through the show, and then I'll bring them up, and we can digress again.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll have to get them to you at some time. But yeah, that's it. I'm done. Thanks, guys.
Right. Just before, to give Moss a real fun time in his bed, because I know he can't wait to get it there, buddy. There you go. Come on, one more time, buddy. There you go. And
you ain't teasing just Tim. You're fucking with me too.
Yeah, I know. Got to tease you, bitches. But before Moss goes to sleep, can we just give him a bit of a round of applause for importing it into the UK?
Yep.
Let's give him a
There's a lot of happy people waiting on it, and yeah, he really. I thank him from the bottom of my heart for taking it on board when all looked lost. There was Moss, and eating about 10 donuts. But anyway, we won't talk about his eating habits. Love him to death. He's an awesome human being, and he does so much for the modelling community. And yeah, so now we are going to head to our very special guest, Mr. Mike Dine, Blue Paint and Plastic, and we're going to hear a whole lot about him because I've got nothing.
Okay, no, that's cool. So I'm going to show you what I'm working on at the moment. I don't know how to turn my camera around, but
you move it with your hand.
I'll do it with my hand. Yeah, that's cool. So I've got I've got 3 builds that I've been working on this week. 2 of them are commission builds. If I can, there we go. So this one is an M1A2 Abrams that's being recovered by a Hercules tank recovery vehicle. This was commissioned by a guy in the United States Army that actually works on the Hercules recovering tanks just like this. So this is something he's commissioned. It's a resin pool that's being pulled out of, all in 1 in 35. The next one that I'm working on is this guy. This is a M1127 Striker reconnaissance vehicle. This was commissioned. This is another commission build for a guy who served on these in Afghanistan, and I actually made some hand spray masks for this one that actually represent his vehicle. So this is getting slad armor over the top of it when I bring up the courage to actually do the slad armor on this thing, because it's all photo etched, so it's just gonna be a freaking nightmare. Not looking forward to that at all. The one at the back here that you can see, this is a Blue Angels F4J Phantom. This is I built this today. I was working and I was bored, so I built this thing. But this is kind of a paint mule, because I had a guy who called me up this week, and he commissioned and paid a deposit on all the Thunderbirds, like the F-16 Thunderbirds, so all of their aircraft, and all of the Blue Angels, all in 1 in 32nd scale. So you can imagine how freaking big that's going to be, and how much of a big deal that is in terms of revenue for my business. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I've made this one to just try out some ideas. I really want to get a good high gloss clear, because most of the stuff that I do is like modern military modeling. And so there's no need for that high gloss. You never need to have that at all. So I'm kind of working on that. Personally, I build predominantly in 1 in 32nd scale and 1 in 24th scale. Those are the kind of my go-to scales. Here, I'm going to show you my collection. You might be interested to see this. These are all my jets. These are all in 1 in 32nd scale on the shelves here. These are all these are my World War II aircraft. These are all in 1 in 32nd scale as well.
The only ones we need to see.
That's the Border Lancaster, and then a bunch of other stuff. And then I build lots of armor as well. My armor, I'll take you over here. This armor, the small stuff up here is all in 1 in 35. These big ones down here are 1 in 16. This one here, I don't know if you can see that, but that's Rommel with his command staff on a Panzer III rather in the desert.
We don't need to see that one.
Bad about it. There's Patton with his tank at the Battle of the Bulge. I also build sailing ships as well. These are the sailing ships that I was talking about. This is 1 in 72nd scale HMS Elephant. These are the 1 in 24th scale. I've got a couple of these down here. I've got another, I don't know, maybe 20 of them upstairs, something like that. More ships over here as well. More tanks. More F4 Phantoms. I paint figures as well. So that's kind of, this is like part of my collection. I have some big dioramas upstairs in my house. I have a B-17 bomber raid over Germany that's all in 1 in 48 scale, and that has 4 B-17s, a bunch of FW-190s and that sort of thing, all against a planar backdrop. The whole thing is maybe 50 feet wide by, I don't know, like 15 foot tall, something like that. So that's quite an epic display. So you can go and see that. If you go on Instagram, Blue Paint and Plastic, I put all my stuff on there so you can see the kind of stuff I've been working on. But yeah, that's that kind of thing. The other thing that I'm working on is trying to get outlaw paints to be more available in the United States as well. So it's cool.
And he has been working his ass off. It's been amazing. And mate, your skills are phenomenal. I'd like Bilge to go and get his Black Pearl he's working on, because he's a timber builder as well. And you wait, you see the skill of this man here with timber. It'll blow you away that this person that looks like he does can build something like this. I know it's a bit harsh, but he's a brother, so
don't forget Wombat up there. He might be building something.
Oh, Wombat? No, maybe he's done nothing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Mike.
That's very nice.
That's so cool, man. That's awesome.
I just got to turn her around. You can see I've sprung a plank already.
Oh, sweet. Are you fully rigging that thing?
Yeah.
See, that's the fun part. When I built my ships, my big ships, when I built my big ships, they were like, I don't know, like maybe a couple of months building the hull and then 12 months tying knots and rigging with pairs of tweezers. It drives you freaking insane.
Yeah, well, you might notice something that I've learned.
Hello.
Is, to get all my rigging to stay the same, you'll see I've got weights.
I saw
on
that.
the dead ice, so that I'm not tying them off straight away. It allows me to work it, or once it's all done, I can work it, get everything. Because the last time I tried to do something like that, by the time I got to the end, all my forestays up the forecastle was black. And then it was just a big pain in the ass. And now I leave everything so I can constantly readjust and just keep all the tension the same.
That's smart.
Very smart.
Very good. So I'll just say you, hang on, where am I? Where's my camera?
You are in
yeah, that little girl, she's about 5 years down the track. About 5 years in that one so far.
Dang. It's a long time.
Mike, how long have you been living in the U.S.?
10 years now.
Where you at?
I live in a place called Asheville in North Carolina, up in the mountains.
Oh, okay. A friend of mine lives in a town in South Carolina, not far from Asheville, I believe.
Oh, cool.
I'll have to double check that.
Cool. Yeah. This is my wife's hometown. We met in the UK and lived there together for 10 years. We had too many kids, and the house we had over there. We were living in a place called Reading in the UK, just outside London. And we had like a 500 square foot house and 4 children, and we decided that wasn't going to work. So we moved to the United States, back to her hometown. We have a 3,000 square foot house, still with 4 children, thankfully. But we have more space to store them all in now.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, and it looks like you have a nice workshop too. Very impressive.
Yeah, I'm very blessed.
That airplane diorama you were just talking about with the B-17s, are those are quarter scale? Is that correct? Are they the HK models or are they monogrammed?
The HK, that's right.
HK,
one in 148. I have some 1 in 32nd scale ones as well. I made a diorama of the Franz Stiegler incident. You know about that, where Franz Stiegler intercepted Charlie Brown.
Right, yeah.
And took them back. Yeah. I made that in 1 in 32nd scale. That's pretty epic. Wow.
Well, you go for the big stuff. You don't leave anything to chance, huh?
I don't hold back. I have sponsorship from an online hobby company who provide me with my kits for free. Okay. So the way I see it is, why build the small stuff when they'll give you the big stuff for free?
Well, quarter scale B-17.
That's a very good point.
Scale B-17 is enormous.
Yeah.
Okay, Jason, your turn.
Better.
All right. Well, this is me at the moment. That's the GT I'm working on. That's all been filed down, ready to rock and roll. Those pieces. One thing I did find, and on first look, I couldn't see any flashing, but on closer inspection underneath the magnifying glass, there was a heap, and it was, well, naturally it's all on the edges, but it would have been about what, 0.001 of a mil, but it was just that flashing that sat around all the edges of the whole lot. So everything's been sanded down, all the panel lines removed, like on the arms, the front assembly, the fire extinguisher. Under there is the under the fire extinguishers, the pedals. So yeah, that was. It's taken a lot of time to get to there, but it all squares away nicely. I have got my liquid mask somewhere, but in the seats of the GT, I've got to spray it a silver aluminium liquid mask, that, and spray the textured black on the seat, and then take the liquid mask off, because I've got to put a dot in the center, because the center of the, what they call, not rivets, but you know what I'm talking about, the rings that are all along the seat.
Mm-hmm. Air holes.
Yeah, the air holes. I've actually got to then mask that, and with a toothpick insert a dot of black on each of that. So it's going to take a bit, because there's no mask that you can mask up to do that. It's just all dot, and yeah, so that'll turn out very well. I did receive my other supernatural kit from Andrew at Pool 4, so I can get started on that in a way. Is that Jason's? Yes, Jeff. Yes, it's not my Ford. It's to highlight the colours on the GT40. You know, that's all it is. It's just a demo. It's pretty much to scale because it's a Ford and it goes nowhere. So, yes. Yeah, so the Gulf Blue and Orange from Outlaw.
That's a different kind of Ford you're working on, though. That's a race car, man.
Yeah, that's true, but still, You beat Ferrari one
Yeah.
time. What happened? You know,
4 times.
we're not. There's a bit of cheating involved, but anyway.
Every time I watch the movie, Ford wins.
Yeah, that's about it. That's the only time you're going to see it happen. Jeff was hanging out with JR Motorsport teams last weekend. How'd that go, mate? Let us know. So, Mike, Raph next. I was speaking to Raph last night about this Vietnam build. You're in that?
I'm not. Did you hear me saying about how I had to build the entire Thunderbirds fleet and
Yeah, I did, mate, but all I'm hearing is
30 second
excuses.
scale?
But I'm just hearing excuses. I'm not hearing, you know, maybe. How long is it going to take you to do the Thunderbirds?
I'm going to build them all at the same
Sounds
time.
like you.
I'm going to build them all at the same time. So I only have 4 kits at the moment. 4 of the I'm building them Tamir because the Tamir 1 in 32nd scale F16 is just amazing, and I don't want to build anything other than that one. So I have 4 of them at the moment. I've got another 3 coming, but I'm just going to production line them and build, like, you know. So you don't need to keep looking at the instructions and looking up which parts you got. So you stick all the same sprues in the same box, and then you can just build them pretty quickly. I reckon I can get them all built within 3 weeks.
Well, it's got this group build on Instagram is 6 months.
Oh yeah, so maybe I could do that.
Yeah,
I'm slammed though at the moment. I've got more work than I know what to do with. It's going crazy. My Instagram has really taken off over in the course, like gone again over the course of the last like month or so. So I'm getting huge numbers of commission inquiries. So I'm going to balance that out against my own stuff.
So
I
can just
fucking follower syndrome. That's where I am.
From man to man, all I could suggest would be when you go to the beach, rinse out the sand out of your vagina. You know, that way you don't have to complain about things. Just get it done.
Talking about people building stuff.
It was coming.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, the old saying goes, Jason, you walked into that one.
Oh, mate, I opened both doors. I opened both doors.
Yeah. Hey, Wayne, I just wanted to say thanks for the friend request on iModeller. I don't know if you know, but I responded to it. I sent you back a message.
Yeah, I did see the response.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Nice.
Love you long time is not a response.
You should post something, man. You should post something.
Yeah, I will at some stage.
Mr. Paul Price.
Yes.
I had not forgot you, sir.
Well, I haven't
Here
got
you
anywhere.
go.
Well, decided to give the cars a rest and get back to the Eagle.
Oh, Space
Very good.
1999?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just working out where I'm running, going to run wires.
Fucker, man.
Oh, that's a lighting kit?
Oh, I found an aftermarket kit that might work. I'll give it a go.
So, have you got batteries in that thing yet? You're going to turn
I've
it
got
on.
batteries, yes.
Ah.
Okay.
What's he doing? Where'd he go?
I'm still here. I'm just drilling holes.
Okay, have you got batteries in that? Can you light it up?
I could try.
Well, you could. Remember, there's no try, only do.
Ja, won mein Führer.
Damn it. Fucking pissed. Fuck.
Ah,
Fuck.
pretty. Yeah, that looks good, mate.
Nice.
That'll look brilliant behind it.
Very nice.
Hopefully, I can get all the work out what I'm doing.
Awesome.
Not being
So-
an electrical person.
Ed, you had a kit before, mate. What were you going to show us?
Yo.
Yeah.
Huh?
And the light came on. You had a kit you were weaving around there before.
What am I doing?
Yeah, well, I don't know. You're telling the story. You had a kit you brought down and you were showing.
For the letters, please. And mayonnaise.
A kit?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
you brought down a
model?
box.
Oh, you want to see it again?
Yeah, model kit. No, not the model.
Huh?
No, you brought down a box. Should be on your right-hand side.
My what? I don't
You
have
had a
anything
box,
over
mate.
here.
You brought it down.
Oh, I was
No
looking
idea.
for a wheel back. I lost the wheel back to this cutlass that I'm building. I had to make a custom wheel back for it, so I've been looking for that. So I brought the boxes down and digging through them is all.
What do you got there,
I
mate?
don't know what the hell I did with it.
Sorry, me.
Yeah, what do you
I
got?
was just having a look at that the CH46D Sky Knight that I got because I picked it up second hand. The decals, though, I don't know whether you can tell,
wow.
they're pretty much trash.
Yeah, I think they're part
So-
of the used bike, mate.
Yeah. So I think the kit was produced in '89, and I reckon this is the original boxing. So I was planning on doing it with custom markings anyway. So I don't think I'll be using any of those.
That's history.
Yeah. The kit itself looks nice, but
Yeah.
the decals are shot.
Right, and we've lost Jim. He's gone to the. That must be his bathroom up the back there. Let's have a closer look. Jim.
You making
Yo.
pee-pee?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
you
my
doing,
coffee,
man?
fire it up.
We
I'll be right
thought that
back.
was your bathroom.
Time out.
First time out of this half. I have 2 remaining.
You hurry up. Yeah.
Yeah, close the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than 2 shake.
Hey, Jace, I was just going to ask,
Yeah.
did you see that Nigel had done a review of the paints?
Yeah, I did, mate. It was unbelievable because he was so honest in. I mean, it was a glowing review, and it was. I'm not sure. I've never had any. His idea of what hot is, like maybe. I just don't know how that part works, but I've never had anything. The thinners and pigments are designed to etch in the metal and in plastic and in the metal. So that's the beauty of it. And
What sort of problems was he having?
he didn't use a primer. That's the thing.
Oh, it's long. You got to use some kind of primer, I would think.
I mean, that's the beauty of Outlaw. If you just want to, and Mike's actually used it and he loves it, and I've got a surprise for him at the end of this, but the idea of a primer is to get a small etch into your plastic or your metal, right? That's its primary focus. And the paint is to. So I don't under a microscope. The paint then goes in the primer, and the paint and the primer do this little magic thing, and they lock in. It was explained to me, and it's without pictures of how it all works, and that gave me a greater understanding of not how to sell the paint, but how to explain it. It's like having a jigsaw puzzle. As soon as you put that pigment onto it, it locks it in. That's the primer's basic thing, to lock in that primer. So
what was he painting? Was it metal or plastic?
No, it was plastic, and it was funny. He did a demo on the yellow, trainer yellow, I believe it was.
Yeah, straight over black.
Yeah,
Straight over black, and there it comes up, big yellow stripes. And no, he was wrapped in it. He loved it.
That yellow is amazing. That yellow is so good.
Thank you.
I don't understand.
I've sprayed
I don't understand.
paint without even primer, man, and it turned out phenomenal.
And I'm not saying
I found the same. You don't need primer with it.
But if you're putting yellow over black, it seems like a primer, of a lighter color might be a good idea.
Oh no, he was just a demo, mate. It was a.
And that's where the pink is going to come in.
It literally showed the quality.
Okay, I gotcha.
Like,
I was confused.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now, Jason. I did see that. Yes.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's
This stuff is
awesome.
amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I've used all kinds of yellow paint. I've used AK. AK paint goes on well. Their yellow is shit. You can spray it forever and it doesn't cover anything up. Tamir yellow, it can be all right, but it's shit. This stuff, though, it really does cover. I find it amazing. Like this for me, like all the colors are great, but this one is just stand out. I have half a dozen bottles of this because I never want to run out of it again.
Well, if you're doing all those big blue angels, you're going to need it.
Yeah, well, exactly. I just need the blue now, Jason. You got to make me the blue that I need.
Yeah, and I can get that. Hubby time. Primer bonds to plastic, then paint bonds to the primer. Simple. But yeah, when Nigel did that, and I sent him
making nothing
email
to make my color.
Which is your color?
Oh,
the blue, green.
We got me and Jason got something coming that we talked about that's only going to be exclusively for my hobby shop, and that's it. You won't be able to get it on Jason's site or anything. It'll just be for me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because it's something close to his heart. So just like I did for Nigel, like I did for MOS, and I did Pete.
It's a cool color, man, and me and Jason talked about it, and it's gonna be cool.
Wonderful.
So now, talking to Mark up in Townsville, and this is for the Aussie boys, but US, I'm not sure if you guys want to grab from him, but he's waiting for the site to be more developed so people can then go online and buy from him. He's a great supporter of Outlaw, but forget that. He's like James at Moreton Bay. James came down, as you all know, or up, and he spent so much time with me, and he learned to make paint.
And Tim, don't forget Tim.
You want to pull your head out your ass? And Tim, and but Mark is like those. They give a shit about people more than anything else. And that's what I, with Outlaw, whatever in life, I'm more about you pricks and people. That's all I give a shit about. It's just who I am. I don't get any. I just don't give a shit. People worry about money. You're all amazing people, and I'm very fortunate to have you in my life. And it's just my appreciation is that you guys are alive, and that's it. I mean, so Mike, that email you sent me, mate, you're just going to pay for postage, and I'll give it to you at cost, mate. Okay?
Hey, good man. Thank you.
Rightio. It's what I've done it for Bob. I've done it for Jimmy down the bottom. Yep. I've done it for Bill, Wayne, Paul. But they won't take it anymore because they're assholes. The nicest kind.
Just a little bigger.
You know,
That's the movie, isn't it? They won't take any more. They're assholes. I don't know.
That's it. That we should make one.
I think I might have seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could put a little Groucho Marx into it. I could say that's Mr. Asshole to you.
You could, but you're all bloody amazing people, and everybody on the chat. I mean, thank you so much for joining us here, listening to more of us other idiots that are associated with you idiots, and here we are. You know, like we all fit. There's nobody that's more important than anybody else, and you know, it's just a big thanks. We Yeah, if Moss he might have gone to sleep by now. Hopefully, yeah.
I would think so. It's going on 3 a.m. there in the UK.
Yeah, but like that man, for example, yeah, his heart is what we'd call bigger than Parlap in Australia. Parlap was one of the greatest racehorse the Americans killed. But anyway,
Yeah.
no, he did. No, that's what happened.
You're welcome.
Austria, F1, Oscar Piastri. But anyway, he is an incredible man. Like, he really has a passion for airpix. And just now, he did give me a heads up, and I am very, very amazed, humbled that there was a Corsair done. And it's completely in outlaw. And it is going to be on the front cover of Tamiya's magazine. Not Tamiya.
Oh, wow.
Airpix's magazine.
That's awesome.
And an article on Outlaw. How it's the be all and end all.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget about the little guys when you become a big star and ride off and hit the dusty trail.
Mate, fuck. See, that's the thing. Like, I'm not. I'll still sit here with you wankers all weekend. I don't give a shit. I mean, I don't. That's what I'm not worried about, and I'm not driven about is the dollars.
No, I know. I was just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, I'd rather hang with low lifes like you guys.
Mike, if I may say something, Jason. Mike, I was just checking the location. My best friend of mine who lives in South Carolina, he's probably no more than 100 miles south of you. He's in Pendleton, South Carolina.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that's very close to where you're at.
That's not far, yeah.
Anyway, so, well, I'll be visiting out there next spring. I'm heading out there for a visit with to see him and his family. We all knew each other from Chicago. He's been out there for over 20 years, about 25 years now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and Mike, Jim is a professional stalker, so changing address will not help you.
Yeah, just be careful. The guy with the pork pie hat. You want to look out for me.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's
Jason, does Mike know that he can order the paints through me too on my website?
He does, mate. But this is Mike has gone
maybe.
so
I don't know.
really, really far and above beyond, mate. And this is just a thank you to him. A big thank you. He has pumped it on Instagram like next door neighbor's cat.
You're Bob's Hobby and RC, are you?
Nice.
Yes, he is. Ed.
Yeah. So I've ordered it from you. I know I can get it from you because I ordered it from you.
Oh yeah, Bob's Hobby Shop. Yeah, you did order from me, and that's all right.
This is the way you value your customers.
I got you.
That's why I keep coming back.
I totally slipped, man, dude. I've got so much running through my head, man, in this job. I mean, working 7 days a week. I don't know, man. My mind's just racing.
Don't mind me. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Please do. Look at his hair. Look at his hair and the way he cuts his beard.
A storm coming in too, so my laptop's acting up, so I may not be in. So,
yeah. So, he thinks well of you, Bob. I mean, until he saw your head. You there?
Me?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, Mike thinks well of you. He just didn't want to see your face. Now you've just ruined the illusion.
Well, now you see it. See?
Yeah.
Jason, as far as your hopes for being a stand-up comic, as Rodney Dangerfield would say, don't quit your day job, kid.
Oh, absolutely, mate. I'm about as funny as a fart in an elevator. Yeah. And that's after I followed through.
That's some funny fucking shit.
Yeah, as much fun as sex without play.
I mean,
Hey, I just wanted to say, did anyone watch the latest installment of the Aussies up in the Artillery and Armor Museum? You seen the restoration it began on their other Grant tank?
no, mate.
Oh,
No.
they got.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
A guy who volunteers there, and he went to town on it, cutting off stuff because it's a farming vehicle. It's one of those they pulled out of that storage place way down in Victoria.
Yeah.
And you got to see it. It's fantastic. They even turned the thing upside down.
Tim and I were up there the other week.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Bilge?
No.
With James.
Tim and I were up there last week. We're up there
Oh,
for
okay.
and, during one of the mornings of some off time, I took him to the museum there. We didn't have enough time to get around it. Yeah, for a good look, you're looking at least 6 hours plus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would say you probably got a couple days of walk time going through that place, at least for me anyway.
Yeah, we also ran into another family there from BMX, but I booked Tim a rifle shooting downstairs in the range.
Oh, yeah, they just did a video on that too.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right. You're right, Wombat. Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet. Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. He did rather well, actually. So he did some rounds on the 22 bolt action and also some rounds on the Italian Carquan. It's an Italian bolt action. I think it's like a 7.59 or a 7.57 mil round.
Kind of an odd number.
A bit shorter than 7.62. It's okay. So here's one for the Americans. The rifle that apparently killed JFK. That's what this rifle is.
Oh, really?
And this armorer turned said that he knows that the guy who, apparently killed JFK didn't, because it's one of the most unreliable rifles out there. There's no way he shot that distance with it. So,
okay.
But yeah, it was a good little experience for Tim.
James, who was doing the shooting?
My son.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
No.
Come on,
okay, we got the peanut gallery going here tonight, folks. All right, okay.
My son Tim.
Who with the museum on the video? Who was doing the fight? Was that Kurt, the young guy who's the curator, or who?
I don't know. I don't know.
No, okay, all right.
I watched it myself, but I was too busy looking at all the rifles to be paying much attention to anything else, especially when they got around.
They've got a lot of rifles down there. And
down in North Carolina, we got a lot of rifles as well.
Oh, you got that right. We're not short on any up here in Michigan either.
They're just newer ones though, mate. And they're not bolt action.
Oh, hold on a second. I got something. We're talking about rifles. I'll be right back. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Yeah, so, and it's like I was saying, Tucker Carlson spoke in Australia the other day, and I watched it, and he tore the rest off our media. I loved it. I absolutely loved it, how he just got a stick and beat them senseless. It was absolutely amazing. Our media is just the biggest pack of wankers, and
they get it from our media, so you're not alone.
Yeah, and so it was just great. So yeah, well done, Sluggo, bringing that up. What do you got there,
Jason? I hate to cut you off, but can I show a firearm on the show?
Yeah, it's
okay. All right, just want to make sure. I have no idea in this world of YouTube.
Mate, I don't care what YouTube thinks.
Oh, nice.
That is a 1908 Mauser Argentina copy. Bolt action German rifle. It was from my father. He collected firearms. Most of them are replicas. This one's a genuine item. It's an Argentinian copy of the Mauser. It's not one made in Germany. but I believe this was made before World War I. But the Germans used this even in the Second World War too. I have no idea what to do with it. It was my father's. He's been gone for many years, and I decided I was going to take this and mount it on the wall somewhere. But I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it. I suppose I should.
Militia, the Second Amendment. Militia.
But it is a fantastic weapon. It doesn't fire. It's got some work that needs to be done to it. But I think my dad did have it close to working order, but he didn't have a FOID card, so he couldn't use it.
I'm just
what
waiting
card?
for you to go.
FOID card, I believe it's called, right? That's an acronym.
For I don't understand because
firearms identification or whatever. I forget how it's even spelled. I don't know
is
if
this
it's
some kind of Illinois thing
or FIOD. I can't remember.
Is this an Illinois thing?
Might be. I don't know much about weapons, Jim. So I'm not sure exactly what's required. If my sister was here, she would know. She's got the card. She's got her own weapon.
As far as
license to a firearm, it's called the Constitution. I've got it here on my desk.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, with a long gun, you're okay. Like the only thing that I mean, Illinois might be different, like Chicago and stuff. I don't know, but yeah, around here you can have any long gun you want. You can shoot it as much as you want. I'm sure it's the same in Arkansas too.
Same here in North Carolina.
Yep. I've got family in North Carolina, and my favorite saying is, "If you come for mine, you better bring yours."
Exactly.
I just want Jim to have it up.
I was going to say, did anyone? I'm sure most of you guys or everyone here has seen the film "The Longest Day."
Yep.
Yeah.
You remember where Sal Mineo gets hit in the gut because he thought he heard 2 clicks?
Yeah.
I heard 2 clicks. I heard 2 clicks. This was the bolt the German used. Click, 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 click. Popping out a slug and then reloading another one.
I just want you to go, this is my rifle, this is my gun, this is for fight, and this is for fun.
Oh. When I joined the Marines.
Yeah. I'd just love to see that. That'd be just magic.
Anyway, I'm gonna put this back. Just wanted to show it. That's all.
What's that, mate?
My next door neighbour actually had a wall-mounted Mauser, World War II one.
Yep.
And then my father had his father's 3.0.
Right.
My half-brother's got that now. And I know for a fact the breech is now welded, the barrel's sealed, and that rifle will never work again.
Why?
It's Australia.
Yep. But I used to keep that rifle in pristine condition. You could work the action with your pinky. It was that smooth.
Just Mike. So next week at 6 p.m. in Australia, here we go live. So you won't be up for that, but mate, the following week, if you could jump on Insta, I'll send you the link, and you can get people to turn up from Insta on here. Yeah, because I'm sure you've got a lot of other people that we'd love to have and bring on and see their work, and because we're trying to build this into an international community.
Oh, cool!
And, where people, where it's not just serious and we're talking about life. Hang on, I've got to.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah.
Oh, my wife just said I got out the window. So Mrs. Outlaw has spoken. So it's just like a pea soup in here or something.
You've been eating beans again, huh?
Yeah.
I had to change views, man, because my laptop was acting out on me. So I had to come in here on my computer, man, because it was just cutting in and out. I couldn't hear anything you guys were saying.
Yeah, it was a little dodgy there, Ed, but well, you're coming through loud and clear now.
Yeah, well, I better be for this money I spent on this computer. But
hey, I wanted to say, nice T-shirt. I like it. Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
A friend of mine's got an Itchy and Scratchy T-shirt.
Oh yeah, Itchy and Scratchy's badass. I got Hong Kong Fooey too, man. I used to have a Hong Kong Fooey lunch ball.
Hong Kong Fooey.
I got my lunchbox from when I was a kid. Still.
You still got it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, awesome!
It's got
Good
the
for
thermos
you.
and everything.
It's like saving a Hot Wheels set.
It's all beat to shit though, because we used to live on top of a hill, and we'd have to walk down the hill to go to the bus stop. So me and my brother, when it would snow, we'd take our lunch boxes and slide them down the hill to see whose would get down to the bus stop first. And it's bad. It ain't worth any money, but it still brings back memories from when I was a kid.
Exactly. It's got value to you.
Yeah, it's cool.
Definitely. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
I love that Tom and Jerry, man. I don't know if you remember. You guys ever watch Groovy Ghoulies as a kid?
Oh yeah, I recall those. Yeah. I spent a lot of Saturday mornings in front of the television, much to the chagrin of my mom and dad, watching cartoons and even old black and white films like the Bowery Boys.
Yeah, I love black and white films because it makes you use your imagination. Like I've got all the Dracula, Bride of Frankenstein. You got the Universal monster films? Okay. Yeah, I got it actually a box set, and it's a coffin. My ex-wife, my daughter bought it for me for my birthday. Or not for my birthday, for Christmas, man. But it's got everything in it. It's got Creature from the Black Lagoon, all of it.
Oh, good.
And
Excellent.
She'd sit and watch it with me, man, because she actually agreed with me. You had to use your imagination to think of what the colors were in the movies, the black and white movies. And I love black and white movies.
Yeah.
I mean, they're phenomenal. Yeah. Because, I mean, just like the monsters, I love the monsters. I am a monster freak. I've got monster figures. I've got everything in the monsters, man. But that was black and white. And then when they came out with Monster Go Home, was the first color version of that of the monsters, and it kind of lost for me because you seen the color then. You know what I mean, man?
Yeah.
Well,
here's a little tidbit for you, Ed. The very first the pilot episode of the Munsters.
Yep, got it.
Was in color.
Yep, got it.
And I believe it was not Butch Patrick was the son.
Butch Patrick, no. It wasn't Butch Patrick, and it was not Yvonne DiCarlo either.
Right.
It was
Yeah,
it was only Fred Gwynn, who's Harmon
and Al Lewis. Yeah.
What they did was, I forgot her name, but her name was Phoebe or something like that in the Monsters pilot, and they said she looked too much like the Addams Families, so they got rid of her. And then they found Yvonne DiCarlo, which she is just phenomenal, beautiful actor, man. I mean, I love Yvonne DiCarlo, and when they found her, she just matched perfectly. And then, oh my God, I can't remember their first kid's name, but then he really didn't meet what they were looking for. And then they found Butch Patrick, and Butch Patrick just fit completely, man. I can tell you anything about the Monsters. I live the Monsters. I love it.
Yeah,
Have you built a Monstermobile?
I've got Dragula, and I've got the Monsters coach sitting here waiting to get built. Yeah.
What do you got there, mate?
What are you building? What are you working on, man?
Who, Jason?
Yeah, you're like full screen, man. There's shit you got you going, man.
Oh, all right. I didn't know I was on the spot. No, I was just picking stuff up.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know I was on the spot. I was looking at the live chat and listening to the Monsters.
So
you were listening to him, man.
Jason, yeah. Jason, I think you got bounced off YouTube.
Really?
Well, I lost you, man. I've got it on my TV, and you're gone. And you're gone from my phone too.
Look out, Wombats.
Cool.
The Wombats is still up.
I got you.
Yeah,
I mean, it's still up on my laptop right now.
Guess what, guys?
The gun.
I think no, I'm not kidding. I think the rifle did it. This video has been removed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We got 7 people, but that's okay.
Oh, I did it. Sorry, guys. That was me.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they kicked you off, Jason.
That's okay.
But the other 3 spreads you go.
You know, something. I've got a question here for everyone. I'd like to know what you think about this. There's a couple of YouTube chat I participate in kind of on a regular basis. And the host is always careful about saying that certain dictator with the little square mustache, the paper hanger from Germany, says, watch out, don't say his name and don't display the political symbol. But yet, anyone here watch Mark Felton Productions?
No.
Yeah, he shows it all the time.
All the time you hear the H word and you see the symbol all the time on his channel, and I don't see that getting bounced from YouTube. He's been making videos for years. I'm wondering what goes on with that. How does that work in the world of YouTube?
Somebody has historical representation. He does documentaries.
Yeah, it's totally different. I could get us kicked off right now with the tattoo on the back of my neck because I've got the Iron Cross with a skull in the middle of it because I'm German. And
what's wrong with an Iron Cross? That's World War I. In fact, the Iron Cross is the symbol of their vehicles and airplanes right now.
No, the Iron Cross is the highest medal that a soldier could get in the German army. So I'm not going to say the word because we're already kicked off Jason's channel. But the H word, in his eyes, I'm the perfect soldier. I have blonde hair and blue eyes, which was the race he was trying to create.
So I don't understand. So you're saying that Jason's gone?
Yeah, they kicked him off Jason's channel because of the gun.
Well, I still see him on the live.
You might be seeing last week's show.
Maybe they kicked James off.
No, I'm still on.
No, not you. The Eisenberg. Maybe
he's still on
him off.
It doesn't matter. See, I just it's the world we live in where everybody the world gets offended by their shadow.
Yeah.
I get you. I get it. Yeah.
Get offended by stupid things, man.
There's
just
too much.
Just wanted to let you know about that.
Now. That's all.
I see. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I gotta
apologize.
I gotta.
Yeah, sure.
We're seeing YouTube in action. That's what
I know. I think.
Go ahead.
He's still on the live.
It just
Jim. Yeah, I mean, I've got us here right now.
Yeah. What they did was. All they did was they just kicked Jim off at his phone because of him showing the gun. So whatever Jim's
there you go. You got it.
They made it to where Jim can't see it anymore.
Right. That's it. Yeah.
That's all they did.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think that's against against policy, is it?
That's what the screen was telling me on my phone. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can call it up again. Let me go back to YouTube.
It ain't nothing to make an issue about. Who cares? Piss on them.
Yeah. It's right here. It's right here on my Jim. Right here on my phone. It's this video has been removed for violating YouTube's community guidelines. Learn more. No, thank you.
Okay. This video has been removed.
Yep. So I blocked myself. So that's one hell of a play. Have you ever seen anyone block themselves in football?
Yeah.
No. I just can't wrap my brain around what's going on. Does it make sense to anyone else?
Yeah.
I understand that.
That was a non-functioning weapon.
And
how did they see a gun in the video? Nobody sat and watched that. It can't have been, unless somebody was watching, complained, and said they'd seen a gun. I don't see.
Could be. You're right. Mike, you got a good point. You're right. That could be because you can report stuff. You go to your settings and you can go in there and say, I saw something objectionable, and here's the video. YouTube finds out, and bammo, it's blocked.
Yeah, I mean, that happens on Instagram all the time. If you put like a Messerschmitt on there and it has a swastika on the tail, I get nasty messages from Instagram all the time telling me they're going to demonetize my accounts and this sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I block them out. And then the problem is you block them out and then people say like, why aren't you respecting the history? Why have you blocked it out? And I'm like, well, it's not my rules.
Right,
can see
exactly,
that from
yeah,
my perspective, I made a model with a swastika on the tail. I've blocked it out because of all the snowflakes and princesses here on Instagram who will rat me out to Instagram HQ. But that's not the way I feel about it. You know, and the problem is the bigger your account gets, the more jackasses you get trying to, like, you know, clip your wings and stop you flying.
Go ahead,
So-
Jim, you want to say something?
Japanese flying sun on.
I
part of history.
transferred over to a different account and brought the live up on my laptop, and everybody's here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know what's going on, Jim, or what.
Mhm.
I understand how it happened.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with it, but you're still here.
Yeah.
Everybody's here. All 9 of us are here.
Yeah.
Probably something we should all, I guess, take into consideration with the time that we live in.
Yeah. Here, look at the message Jeffro just sent. Read that one.
Okay, I got a message this week that a photo I shared on Facebook in August 2023 crossed community guidelines that got removed. I don't even know what the photo was.
Yeah,
Just a
Yeah.
bunch of
So,
snow.
So I mean, you can walk into a minefield just about anywhere, anytime. I suppose. I mean, this is just an example of it.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I agree with our new friend here, Mike, though, that unless one of the 7 people that were watching us at that time complained, or is the algorithm that well developed with AI and stuff now that us talking about it and mentioning certain words, and then it picked up on and it dumped it off onto, you know, I don't know.
Interesting.
I believe
You know,
you're allowed to
it's
talk
funny.
about things
When I was
anyway.
showing you guys what I'm working on, every one of those items was a weapon of war. In other words, it was a delivery system to do what that rifle does.
You're allowed to show guns on Instagram. I mean, on YouTube. They changed the rules. The rules have become that you're not allowed to teach people how to make 3D guns, and you're not allowed to have guns on channels that are aimed towards children. But on other channels, you're allowed them. There's a bit of a myth that you're not allowed guns on Instagram, because there's all kinds of channels there of people shooting guns in bikinis. And not that I look for them, of course. I mean, don't want you to judge me, but, you know.
All
you
it
like
is
that
a bunch of
stuff, I tell
crybabies.
You want to see a lady with big, well-endowed lady with a heavy machine gun? I tell you, that's the sight to be behold. Yeah.
Yes.
Only
Please.
trouble is I'll be shooting blanks.
You know what the funny thing is, though, man? They make a big deal out of that stuff, but when you go on Facebook, all you see are these chicks with their tits hanging in, and they're in bikinis and all this other stuff, and that's okay. But to like what Jim just did to show a weapon, which it wasn't fired or anything, is against it. But it's okay to show nude, almost naked women all the time. How does that work?
I'm all right with that.
Because the boobs bring the money and the
Put your
rifle
weapon away.
doesn't.
Let's bring them on.
Mike, we're going to become fast friends.
So, and Jimmy, mate, get on to Mike's Instagram or whatever. If you like, all these boys here are pretty awesome bloody modelers, and it's not Mike is next level, and that's not pissing in your pocket, mate. I've seen your work, and it is exceptional. It's like James from Replicate, Hammerhead. You guys are at a level that, and our own Aussie Trekkie, you just get blown away by your skills, and we really are thankful, mate. So, yeah.
What's the Instagram?
Blue paint and
Mike's
plastic,
OnlyFans.
all one word.
And your OnlyFans page, Mike?
What's that?
And what's your OnlyFans tag?
Buck naked.
Buck naked modeling.
That's my stage name, man.
Bucknakedmodeling.com. Yeah, that's my website. Yeah.
That's what
Hey,
Jason.
Jason,
That's
you
what
need to look
Jason
at
wanted
getting,
this morning.
Yeah, hang on. Nah, another one could be Mike's Fantastic Plastic.
It's not bad. That's got a ring to it. Yeah, that's
I
pretty.
was going to get that, but the URL's already taken. So what could I do? You know.
Oh wow.
Okay. No, I got a question as far as Instagram. Is that like an app, or can you just look it up and join it, or
You can look at it, you can look at it
or do you have
online.
to
You
download
don't
it?
need to join.
Just it's like Facebook, but
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram too, and you make an account like you did on Facebook, but it doesn't have all the bullshit like Facebook has. And it's like all the people that have subscribed to me on my Instagram are all modelers, you know, stuff like that. So you don't see half the stuff. You can control it. It's not like when you go on Facebook and all of a sudden you see all this crap. It's not like that. It's totally different, man. So I mean, like Jim Restorations for You, he's on Instagram too. I joined with him. So
Yeah.
me and him are now on there and stuff, but it's
Okay.
you can show pictures of your models and people like them, they comment on them. It's a lot better than Facebook. It's not a bunch of bullshit. I tried.
used to
I
be on
can't stand
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
got
stand
off for
Facebook.
security reasons. I was having people hacking my account twice.
Yeah,
I got
see,
it hacked, and I said, that's it. I deleted it, and that was in 2019. I haven't even thought of going back.
go to Instagram. It's a lot better. I think it is. If it wasn't for me having my business hobby page, I tried deleting my whole Facebook account, but if they were taking my business page away from me, and I was like, I can't have that. That's the only reason I keep my Facebook. And then I talk with Jason to it sometimes. You know, me and him will fuck with each other in the morning. Like this morning, we were talking. He asked me if I had time to talk, and I was already at my job. I'm there at like 6:30 in the morning. So I told Jason I was at work, and he's like, well, what porn studio or something like that? And I said, yeah, my stage name is Buck Naked, you know, but Instagram's a lot better, man. I think it is, you know, you get a lot of
Mike
models.
Franco, that's me.
So, James, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Once I've got a bit more organised, mate. But not your next build for your channel. I am going to send this to you. You might want to use
please.
it. You may not want to use it.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. That's one somebody did an outlaw.
Yep, that's all. That's a Hot Wheels car redesigned.
That's cool.
Oh, speaking of Hot Wheels, has anybody been watching Travis's that slot car guy channel lately?
Nah,
He posted some videos from a man in Detroit, Michigan, who runs a slot car race house or whatever you want to call one of those places. You got to check it out. It's got a Hot Wheels motif to them all the racetracks this man has created. Some very good stuff. Highly recommend it.
You can put that in one of your little videos as a backdrop or whatever, mate.
Yes, I will. I will for sure.
And that is a one of a kind. Like literally, that is a one of a kind. So, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's by Chris's Customs. He's amazing. He's on Facebook, so yeah, he's just amazing. So, what's everybody up to this week?
Work.
Okay, so we've covered it. All right. Wombat will probably be the
My
same.
supervisor's coming back, so I'll be back out in the field again. Which is good.
Wombat.
I'm sick of being in the bloody office.
Wombat.
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah, pretty much. As I said, I think I've said before, we've got a couple of big redevelopment projects coming up at Melbourne Airport, so pretty much tied up with that most of the time.
How's your health gone after your COVID hit again, mate?
Still feeling some effects, mostly just lethargy and tired. So I think that's just the flow on from that. But apart from that, all good.
Oh, that's all right then.
Yeah, and
Did you,
Mike, what are you up to for the week, mate?
Well, I've got to finish this stuff. I'll get this finished tomorrow, and then I've got a 1 in 24 scale trumpeter Stuka that I'm going to start building on Monday. And then I've got a 1 in 32nd scale Strike Eagle that I need to build for somebody too. And then I've got all those Thunderbirds that I've got to start, but I've got to wait for some more of those to arrive. So I'm hoping that UPS are going to get their stuff together, and then I'm going to have a week of modeling. It's going to be great.
Oh,
Yeah.
mate, hard times.
Yeah, isn't
just
it?
while you're talking about like with your business, so how do you? Because I've been approached to do a couple of commission builds already.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since I've done commission builds, but how do you price a commission build?
Yeah. So what I do, I mean, I only do things that I'm interested in. So if somebody comes to me and says, I want you to build like a 1 in 72nd scale Spitfire, for example, I'm not interested. I built 1/32nd scale for myself, 1/24. I don't want to build 1/72. Now it's cool, but it's just not my thing. So I'll refuse that stuff. So I'm a little bit more picky. My prices kind of reflect that a little bit. So I charge for materials at cost, and then I charge for labor $20 an hour, and then shipping at cost. I do a 20% discount for veterans and active duty military as well. On the basis they make the stories that I create the dioramas of. So, you know, I think I like to give that little bit, well, what little bit that is back. So you know, I do that. But even so, I mean, even at those prices, you'd be amazed. Like I give, I don't know, at the moment, 60 quotes a week for builds, something like that, and maybe 10% of those turn into actual business. So take, for example, like here, I'm going to get something off my shelf. It's just behind me here. So take, for example, this thing here. So this is a trumpeter 1 in 32nd scale EA18G growler. So this took me 30 hours to build. The kit and the materials like $200. So I'm charging somebody like the quote was $800 for one of these, and they said no, that's way too expensive. And I was like, well, you know, what would you pay for it then? You know, just to find out what they thought the reason out was. And this was something in the United States in California, and they said I was thinking more like about $350.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so if we work that out, you're expecting me to build for you for $5 an hour. Like, how does that work? People just don't, like, the problem I find with commission builds is that a lot of people think about it in the context of toys and how much toys cost. And these aren't toys, they're works of art. They're not, there's no comparison. If you want a toy, yeah, you can go and get it. You can go and get it, maybe not one quite this big, but you can go and get yourself a growler in like 1 in 48 scale or something like that, and you get that for $300. And it'd be a nice model, but it wouldn't be the same as this. It's not a professionally built, hand-built model. If you want this, then it's something very different, and people don't respect that. But what I find is, though, even though I'm maybe converting 10% of those into actual business, the 10% that I'm converting absolutely see the value in that. I have customers who are on their 10th order with me. I've got the guy that's ordered all these Thunderbirds, and that's the thing, that would be his like 7th order with me, and he's ordering $1,000 models at a time. So, you know, people who know what they're getting and who experience the product that I produce, then they appreciate why they're spending that money, and that's cool. I get a lot of guys. The other funny thing I find with the commission stuff, which I just find hilarious, you know, I had this guy, and he asked me for a quote, and he had maybe like, I don't know, 70,000 followers on Instagram. So I was like, you know, this is like a serious guy. Didn't know where he was or anything like that. So I quoted him a price for one of these. This is exactly what he wanted. And he sent me a message saying, well, that is like 30,000, you know, Ghanaian, you know, whatever they use in Ghana. He's like, can you make it cheaper? I'm in Ghana. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't shop in Ghana. I don't have to put food on the kids' table, you know, the table for the children by shopping in Ghana. I have to shop in North Carolina, and so the price is mentioned with that. I'm not discounting just because you live in a third world country. You know what I mean? Go and get someone in your third world country to make it for you.
Right.
Very good.
Every watch will tell the time, but not every watch is a Rolex. And like that's what you're building, you know, is quality handcrafted, works of art.
Yeah. I mean, this is like, you can see, like, I'm 6 foot tall. You can see how big this thing is. A 1 in 32nd scale modern jet aircraft is a massive thing. I think that, $800 bargain for something like this.
Yeah, in fact, if I may say so, Mike, the scale and size you build in reminds me of another Englishman. I don't know if you watch his channel, Nigel's modeling bench.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's building the 32nd scale Lancaster. He's got a whole bunch of. He's got both versions of the 32nd scale 820 Havoc, the HK.
Oh, model. Nice. Yeah.
I mean, he builds big. He's build big or go home for him.
Yeah, and that's the way I like to be. I just find it more enjoyable to build the big models. The downside of them is they're pretty expensive. As I say, I get mine for free, so that's not such a big deal. But the other thing that I do with my models, everything that I build, I review, and I review them for the people that provide the company that provides the models for me. So a lot of people go down the route of doing an awful lot of scratch building, like James. His work is awesome. Replicate models, awesome stuff. But the problem is, if I go down that route of doing lots of scratch building, then that makes it very difficult to do an honest review for somebody who's going to be shopping at an online hobby retailer, because they're probably not going to be doing all of that, lead wire and that sort of thing in there. So I try to build them as is, and try to just accept the problems that come with the model. And then when I do my review, just be honest about it and say, this was a really great build. I really enjoyed it, but this area is the wrong shape. It is what it is. If you don't like that, don't build this one. The landing gear is a bit shit, so maybe put some epoxy in there to keep it a bit more stable. Just things like that. But where you're giving an honest review that somebody actually buying that from the retailer could do for themselves. They're not necessarily, you don't need to have that vast amount of skill that somebody like James has, Replicate Models has.
And
so can you tell us, just as briefly as you can, I'm super curious, what method would you use to ship that across the United States?
Yeah. So I ship these successfully all the time, not just across the United States. I've shipped things to Australia before, to Europe, to all sorts of. If you're shipping to Europe, be careful, because the EU has crazy taxes now. This is a little bit of an aside, but I shipped a model to somebody in France, and the model, I put down the customs value of that model as being $500. They had to pay $250 equivalent at their end just in tax to the French government for importing the
Holy wow.
But yeah, I mean, it's insane. But yeah, the way that I do it when I'm shipping this, if I'm shipping something like this across the country, I buy the double-walled cardboard boxes from Home Depot, the ones that you use for like shipping, like books and that sort of thing, because they're super solid, super strong. And I put like quarter fillet with packing peanuts, and then just rest the model in there, and then pack the packing peanuts in around it, seal it up good and tight. I use FedEx. I don't know if they throw it around or if they're just better at catching things when they are throwing them around, but I've had really good experience with it. I've had nothing that's arrived broken. Everything has arrived in good condition. Customers are always really happy with it.
Your antenna and stuff like that? You don't have any issue with that being broken or
Nothing
That's
awesome.
Like that.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things, like, I've got a shit, like I'm going to turn you around a little bit. So if you remember, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, so like this thing needs to go to Kentucky. Now, that's not very far, but there's a lot of, like, these little machine guns. I don't know if this is a Meng tank. Now, Meng stuff is freaking amazing. Really, really good. But the machine guns are super fragile. You can break them off just taking it over to the shelf, let alone shipping it. So I'm wary about what's going to happen with these. I might stick a tube of super glue in with it and say, like, if it breaks off, I'll pay you the $20 that the hour of work will take you to fix those things back on again. But
okay.
People tend to be reasonable about it. They're not trying to screw you. They like your work, so they're after something, and they accept that there can be some shipping issues with dioramas. But as I say, with model aircraft, I have no issues at all.
So,
and would you work with them and say, like, you would maybe FaceTime them and help them if something like that happens, so they're not just squeezing out like a big glob of glue for somebody that doesn't know?
Well, yeah, but it hasn't happened. That's the thing. And I've shipped hundreds of models, and it's never come to that. You know,
I don't want to jinx it. Knock on wood. I just was curious, is all.
Yeah, like the closer I've come to that, I sent one model to the guy that I was talking about. His ordered all the Thunderbirds, and one of the pylons broke off it. You know, like one of the tanks or something like that. But I was kind of lucky because this guy is a modeler. He's just not very good at it. So he wants me to build his collection for him because he wants a collection like mine. I mean, like I've shown you earlier on, but I have, I don't know, like 50 1 in 32nd scale models. So people see that on Instagram, they're like, I want that. Where do I start? And I'm like, why don't you start with this one and we'll work our way through. And that's kind of where he's come. I've got like, I don't know, 3 guys who are like that, who are just basically trying to replicate my collection, one model at a time. And it's cool. I love building this stuff, particularly at this scale. So, and I don't have to find places to put it. And I don't have to worry about my marriage breaking up through me having too many plastic models in the house. So it all works well.
Build them and ship them. Yeah.
Just a couple of things, mate. So when you do your commissions, are they custom built?
Always custom built, and I always make it very clear about that. You know, something like this model. This is one from my collection. You know, yeah, I could sell it, but what I prefer to do is say, yes, I could sell you this, but this is from my collection. I can make you one exactly like this, or I can even make it from a different squadron. You know, but I'll make you one rather than just selling you this one. If people really push, yeah, I mean, I would sell somebody this, and I'd just make myself another one. Yeah, it's not a big deal. But I'd rather work with the client and then talk to them about like what is it they're actually looking for, because like some people really like the heavy weathering. Now I'm not that guy. I really don't like it. I think that we get into a sort of difficult philosophical point here, but I think that there's a difference between something that's a good model and something that looks real. Yeah, that's something I firmly believe. And something that, like, a good model can win in a competition. Yeah, absolutely. IPMS stuff loves that. And you look at them, a lot of them have like heavy panel liner on them. You know, this kind of thing, really deep rivets that have been ground into them. And like people do that, and I love those models. I think they look really cool. I think they look great, but they look like models and they don't look real. I prefer to make something that looks real rather than something like that. I knock back a lot of commissions where people are like, can you make it look really dirty? And I was like, if it's a World War II Pacific Theater Corsair, yeah, I can make it look as though like a hobo's been living in it. Absolutely, yeah, you can have that. But if you want to have a modern Luftwaffe Eurofighter, no, I'm not going to make it look like it's had like hobos and tramps living in it, because they look after them. They're not like that. I'll make you something real. Right. I'm not going to make you like, you know, this imaginary fictional piece where you've got a derelict modern Luftwaffe fighter, because they don't exist.
And one other question, because I got approached to build the Titanic, and I've got everything there possibly is to go, like every aftermarket thing to go on the Titanic, everything. And he said, how much? And I said, oh, mate, it'll take probably about a year minimum to put this together the way that you have it picked in your mind. And I said, so that's about 10 grand, 10,000 Australian, so 5,000 US. You know, that's the cost of the kit. It's like just the deck was 750 Australian dollars.
Yeah.
Like just the deck. And he says, oh, well, that's a bit, you know, too much. I said, well, I've nearly got $5,000 alone into everything to make this. I said, so you're expecting me to work for a year for $5,000? And he's like, oh, yeah. He says, oh, if you don't like my price. I said, no, mate, it's just unrealistic.
Well, but the thing is, though, in that situation, the way that I look at that is that it's not that your price is high, it's that they don't associate the value with it, that price is associated with. And like, you know, in honesty, like, you know, I wouldn't spend $800 on this. You know, I wouldn't, because it's not worth that to me. I'd make it myself. I love having this stuff. I'd make it myself. But if I had $800 in my pocket, I'd buy stuff for the kids or something like that. I have a different value proposition about this stuff. Even if I was buying this kit, I think this kit is about $150, something like that, in the US. And I'd pay that, and I'd put the extra $30 of paint into it, $180. Absolutely, this is worth that to me. Absolutely, because I had the skill to make it. But I wouldn't pay somebody $800 for this. I'd rather not have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's frozen. He's gone.
If I may say something, you know, I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but I've had people say, "Wow, you build great models," and I think that some of them think I make the damn model itself, like I fabricate it and then assemble it. You know, because you got to remember, we know what we're talking about, and we understand what a plastic injection molded model starts out as. I think some people might misconstrue that I'm actually manufacturing the model itself, which you can do now. I mean, 3D printing, of course, but I think everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I thought there was, wasn't there a great big sigh one time when somebody mentioned selling a model from the Aussie guys?
Hey, Jason,
Yeah. And
you might want to put everybody back on the screen because we're getting tired of looking at your ugly face.
Yeah.
why don't you just go
there you
for
are.
the multiplier?
Love you, man.
We've heard almost nothing from Paul. What's Paul working on? Still that car, right?
Whatever it was. What do you?
The Holden?
Oh, the Space 1999. The Eagle.
The Eagle from Space 1999.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Das Adler. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yep.
That's right. Okay.
Hang on.
Paul?
Let's get up here. He's back.
Sorry about that.
Oh, there
My
he
phone ran out of battery. I plugged it in.
Oh, bloody hell.
Okay. All right. Well, I was just commenting, Mike, to everyone else. I said there are times I think when people ask me, when they're so impressed with what I do, you know, as far as models, I think that some of them may misconstrue that it's not an assembled model. It's a model that I completely fabricated myself and then assembled. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think that may be the case. Now, we understand now with 3D printing, you can literally do that if you want. But we're talking about, you know, I mean, I've been hearing that a lot from a lot of people who are like the people you're talking about who would value what you're talking about. They would spend $800 to $1,000 for something like that. And you would, it's someone who doesn't build models that doesn't understand it. I think really that some folks do believe or thought that I made the thing myself and then assembled it.
Yeah. And some people do think like that, but you know, I think a lot of the serious customers that I have, where it actually turns into business, they know exactly what they're paying in for, and so yeah, that's maybe 10% of the people that come to me, but those are really worthwhile. Like I had a guy who contacted me yesterday, and it's like some of this stuff is like really heartwarming stories. Like so, I had a guy who messaged me yesterday, and he said like my father's having his 75th birthday. Now, he really looked up to his father, and his father flew a bunch of different aircraft during World War II. And he told me this really heartwarming story. And if you've got a few minutes, I'll tell you this story. It's amazing. But his father, this guy's grandfather, I guess it was, his father's father, was flying P-47s during the war, in the early stages of the war. And he decided that he was going to, as a little bit of a stunt before they shipped out to North Africa, he flew his P-47 underneath the George Washington Bridge in New York City. But he got screwed because a photographer took photographs of him as he was going underneath the bridge. So he landed at his airfield. The guy had already got in touch with the airfield. I saw this jackass pilot flying underneath the bridge. He got busted, sent to South Carolina to a training unit, but all of the guys that he was flying with in his squadron were all killed in North Africa. He was the only one that survived because he didn't go. And this guy, for his father's 75th birthday, wants a model making up of his grandfather flying under the George Washington Bridge with like all the memories of the family, you know, that wouldn't have existed had he actually gone off to North Africa. And like, so you get these stories, and like, that's really powerful. That's something I'd love to make anyway. Even I'd make that for my own collection, because that's like just one of those amazing stories about like, one of the big things that I like with my diorama, that I like to do with my dioramas, is tell a story, and like really tell a story of some of those like pivotal moments in life where you make a decision and it doesn't seem important at the time, or it might seem important at the time, but everything is different afterwards. It's a real like
Yeah.
pivotal moment, and I find.
Oh, again, bummer.
Dang.
Jason, what do you
Jason?
got there? Is that the New Jersey?
Missouri, mate. So hang on, I'll go
Missouri.
full screen. So while we're talking about that sort of stuff and everything, hang on. With all this commission stuff, geez, that's a horrible head. So, like, I got approached by a Royal Australian Navy veteran that actually got a chance to be on the Missouri and everything, and like the same with Mike, I'm not going to charge him full beans for it, but it's when I told him the price, even with a heavily discounted rate, he's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, mate, but it's as it states here. This product is not a toy. This is me putting in my hours and passion and skill to make this the very best representation I can with my research of the Missouri, to honour those that served on it. And yeah, I can't. It's not about making money, it's getting a return on 50 odd years of building models. But having a price on my heart and soul going into that for somebody like, that's what it's about for me.
What's the labor quote on something like that? Like $200?
Oh, and more, mate. That's.
I'm just messing with you. I was just giving you
$50.
And it goes on the it's
you
on
want to
the
do it for a
list.
TV? How about a kangaroo cheeseburger and some fries or something?
Right?
Nah, mate.
Like Jason's saying, man. My mom's insurance guy. He said that too. He's seen some of my models, and he's like, "You should build for people, man." He's like, "You're good." He's like, I've seen your models," and I said the problem is people don't want to pay that for what you put into it. So like Jason, the hours, like that, $10,000 for that one model, that's going to take a year to do. If I was to do the same thing, I charge like what Mike does. It's $20 an hour plus the parts, and the kit and whatever I have to buy. If somebody wants me to build something for them like that, and then when you give them a price on it, they shit. And it's like it's hard to do that right now because nobody's spending any money, man. I don't know. My website, I haven't sold much of anything. I've got, a paint order, but that's it. And I don't think half my models on my website are that expensive. So I mean,
I looked through some of your stuff, and I don't think it's priced bad at all. How long has it been up though?
I got it in December.
Oh, we just gotta help push it. You just need some time, man.
Yeah.
It's just, we just gotta get some time.
I'd love to do.
Wait till the election.
Huh?
Wait till the election.
Yeah, I'd like to do commission builds like that too, like Mike does, man. I love like this car that I'm doing is one of my best ones, man. I mean, I put so much detail in it. I 3D printed a lot of stuff for it. And to me, if my buddy doesn't like it, he can shove it up his ass. Like the Cobra, like the Shelby Cobra I'm gonna build. I brought it out. It's one of my dad's kits, and I know when I build that one for my buddy, I'm gonna put as much detail, print whatever I have to, do everything for him, and I know he'll really appreciate it. But I mean, I think this one's turning out really freaking phenomenal for what I've done and for what I've got into this thing so far. It'd probably be $400 to $500 for how many hours.
That's one of the challenges with commission builds, though. That's what I find. Sorry, I'm back again. My phone ran out. I'm on the computer now. But,
good.
It's reining in some of those things that you do when you're building something for yourself. Like I have a World War I tank on my shelf. It's the Meng Mark V British mail tank, and it has a full interior, fully detailed it. and then I sealed it up, never to be seen again. Now I know that it's there, and that's cool. I'm telling you about it now. I'm telling you about how freaking wonderful I am, having done all the interior stuff that you can never see, because we're modelers, we love that stuff. But if you're working with a client, it took me, 8 hours to build the interior of that tank. Now I was telling you my price before, $20 an hour, $160 an hour. Client will never ever see that. So it's not worth their while paying me $160 to know that the stuff inside there that they'll only see if their wife knocks it off the shelf when she's dusting or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. So you have to control that. Likewise, with like if you with an aeroplane, a lot of people get really involved with hyper detailing, wheel wells, and this kind of thing. I love that stuff. I love it when people do that. I love looking at the detail and the effort that people put into these things. But there's no point for a commission build unless the person who's commissioning it really, really demands that detail or really wants that detail. Then it's not something they should be paying for. There's a real balance in there, I think, about making things cost effective for the client, but also good value for the client as well. Other things, so take, for example, the F4 fans, fantastic aeroplane. But you can spend all the time in the world sealing up the seams in the intakes and this sort of thing. The reality is when it's finished, you can never, ever see that stuff. So do you spend that extra 2 or 3 hours pouring latex paint into it, letting it set, charging the client $60? This I never see. I mean, it's open a question. I don't see the value for the client in that. I'd rather charge them $60 yet less and be more likely to secure that commission than be able to say to them, well, that you spent $60, but you should see if you could see how great these things you can't see are, you'd know that was money well spent, because it's not.
That's a very good point. That's a very, very good point.
I agree with him too, man. Steve, like when I do when I'm doing my builds, I take pictures of each, the interior I did and the fuzzy fur and stuff. But this is for my friend. I know he's not going to see it either, man. But I can't. I get what you're saying, though. I mean, to try to save the customer some money, and if they don't care unless they ask for it, then why do it? You're spending more. So I agree with you, man.
Yeah. And the other side of that is, I have problems then doing that stuff on my own builds because I don't like having a two-tier product. So, like I was saying to you before, I don't sell my collection. I like to have it to look at when I'm hanging out and that sort of thing. I love having my collection to be able to pick up, look at, and that sort of thing. But then I'd feel bad if I had an extra tier standard that I had for my own stuff, and then the client build stuff, it was like a sort of, a Hong Kong rip, a knockoff version of it. You know what I mean? Where the quality standards were the same and that sort of thing. So I try and maintain consistency. So I use the same products, my own builds that I do on client builds. I put the same level of extra detail into my own builds as I do in client builds. And I find that is a more honest, at least internally, a more honest way of going about doing things.
Yeah, that's a good idea, man. Yeah.
Jim's back. What's he up to?
I had to get some out of the fridge. I'm going to cover it up, though, so we don't have any more YouTube issues. So it's just a plain white wrapper.
Yeah.
Just
well, as long as you're not a professional athlete, you can drink it on in front of a camera.
Yeah.
What just happened with you? Who the hell knows, man?
Yeah.
Talking about athletes, I wouldn't put him in the athlete bracket, but a guy, one of the guys I played cricket with, he was my skipper for a bit, back when we were a bit younger, and that he's actually just sent me a text. Hendo, if you're watching, you're still watching. That was for you, mate, from here. You Americans wouldn't know much about cricket, but you use a bat, hit a ball, and you can watch paint dry before each scored a run. So, but good man. So this week is orders for me. Lots of orders. As I was saying before we came on, and a few of you jumped on, Wednesday, I thought, you beauty. And then Thursday came, Friday came, Saturday. So, yeah, I've got that. Most of the stuff's still waiting. He's just sorting out his shipping. And I'm trying to help him out a bit for that. Ed's order will be going out probably Tuesday.
Yeah, you gotta let me know if I gotta fill some more in the box, Jason, because I got some I want to throw in for myself. So,
mate,
I'll have to take some out there. Make room for it.
Yeah, so that'll be put together weight wise. For Ed, Mike's will get boxed up since I've got his email finally sorted. It went to spam.
What?
Yeah.
So, I know. That's bad.
Yeah, so that got restored. So now I've got 2 of those emails. So yeah, it's just people wanting it left, right, and centre, and I'm just not just hanging on the edge, but yeah, I'm pushing the candle to get it done. So, but as explained ad nauseum, it's handmade. It's fucking handmade, like so.
It reminds me of that scene from Happy Gilmore. It's handcrafted quality shit we're talking here.
Right.
That's what we're talking.
Real imitation.
And I think, like you've used it, everybody in this room, chat's used it, and when Mike goes, "Hey, how good is it?" Like it sort of puts an exclamation on you guys' view as well. Like it's just.
Yeah, I mean, I can, as I said, when I painted my P40 with that olive drab, it's not just on there; it's on there forever. I even did the Tamiya tape test on it, and it passed that. I had to touch up a couple of spots, and it blended in perfectly. I didn't have to thin it. I put it in my airbrush and painted it. I can't ask for a paint better than that. I mean, for me personally as a modeler, I suck when it comes to thinning ratios and getting the paint to thin just right. I've got to do a lot of trial and error with that in my airbrush before I get it right, especially when I'm doing detail work. But with the Outlaw paint, put it in, paint it, you're done.
It doesn't flow. That's the thing I most like about it, because the amount of time that I waste with AK paint, cleaning out my airbrush, deep cleaning it when it gets all clogged up. I use the Harder and Steam Infinity, and they're easy to clean, but still you have to take the end cap off, take it apart, pull the needle out, dip it in thinner, get a Q-tip, and clean it all, cotton bud, and clean it all out inside. And next thing you know, you spend like 10, 15 minutes cleaning that out. So I've spent $5 to clean my airbrush, in real terms, because that's all work I could do.
Airbrush in acetone.
So even your paint is what, $10 a bottle, something like that. Well, you can cut that in half, at least, by not having to keep cleaning your airbrush. It doesn't cost me $5 every time I have to clean my brush out.
Yeah, you don't have to deep clean it with Jason's, man. When you spray your paint, you run his thinner through it, man. I think when I do my brush, I run 2 fulls in my airbrush, and I'm done. And when I go to use it again, I don't have to worry about it being clogged. None of that shit, because I'm like you. When I get done, I usually deep clean my brush, just like you do. Well, when I started using Jason's paints, man, I was like, holy shit, I don't have to do that anymore. It cuts your time in half.
Yeah. Well, and those little touch-up jobs, the little touch-up jobs that you have to do. Let's say you get a little bit, I don't know, let's say you spill a little bit, like, thin Tamiya cement on it or something like that, and you get a little bit where the paint's come off. Now, do you get the airbrush out, spray it, clean it all up again afterwards, or do you just pull out the brush and do it? And that doesn't always look as good if you're getting the brush out, but if you've got a paint where you don't have to do a deep clean after each spray, then you can get the airbrush out and do it, make it look good, as you say. I mean, I don't use the model making thinner. I get stuff from Home Depot. I use the clean strip lacquer thinner. Just run some of that through the brush. Boom.
Me too, Mike. I use lacquer thin. Yep, there you go. That's it, Jim. Yeah, I use that stuff to clean my airbrush out. I use brand thinner to thin my paint. That's what I do.
So yeah, I'm the same as you. Yeah.
Time out, boys. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all. That's awesome that you all use all these different thinners. So as we all know, airbrushes have O-rings, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
So Outlaw Paints thinners are designed not to destroy your O-rings as you clean and do all that over time. It will increase the longevity of your airbrush by using the Outlaw thinner on your because it doesn't condition them. It's just not as harsh and destructive on your O-rings over time. The thinner is being engineered. It's not just like what Jim was showing and James at the bottom, Jimmy was showing. It's an engineered thinner because that was one thing I found, and Braden found initially, but then we've got this new thinner that's coming out that is 10 times better and a lot less more harsh on the O-rings, but still better performance in flow, better performance in settle, and that's what I have to really start educating. I don't know if I'm going to do it.
Well, no, Jason, if I may say something here, I find that stuff very educational for me. Anybody here watch Alex Mann's Model Moments? He's an Englishman who's got his own channel, and he's very, very good at what he does. And one of the things he does is he educates you on how paints are made chemically, how they're made up. And for me, that's priceless information. I know I could find it if I do enough digging on, for MSDS charts and stuff, but to have it presented to me in a way I can learn it and understand how these things work. Yeah, it helps me make a more informed decision, and it shows me what's going on to my tools. In other words, like you were just saying with your airbrush. For me personally, that helps a lot. Because
airbrushes aren't cheap things. I mean, you can get cheap ones, but mainly with us guys and the modelers that are constantly at it, that's it. Your airbrush is down, you're down mainly. Your work's stopping. So, and an airbrush isn't cheap. An airbrush can be a pain in the ass to disassemble, reassemble, clean down. And as Mike was saying, and stripping it down, all that process again. Developing something that helps the modeler not have to do that consistently. Not have to go to Iwata or Pash or whoever, Hard and Stein, to buy their new O-rings, to buy their new needles. Something that's not going to destroy your main thing. That's a big thing for me, and that's why I got the people to develop the thinners to make it 10 times better than what it is.
That's the thing with your paint. You don't need to use huge volumes of thinner to clean the brush out. Nope. Compare that with MK, which is my go-to paint at the moment, because it's easy to get hold of. But with that, I find that particularly with some of the lights of the color, like things like light ghost gray, light gold gray, those colors are a nightmare in most products. Not in yours. Yours is excellent. But once I've used those through the brush, I might have to run, 30 mil of thinner through the brush just to clean it out. Now that's, like with Home Depot thinner, you're talking about, 25 cents of thinner that you can throw it. But if you're using AK's own thinner, this stuff is $30 a bottle. I could get through, if I use this for cleaning, I could get through this in 3 days. It becomes non-effective. But that's your paint. You don't need to run vast volumes. So I can understand what you're saying about using that higher quality thinner, because you probably only need to use like a teaspoonful at most, less than half a teaspoonful to actually completely clean out the brush. And then it makes it viable to protect the O-rings doing what you're saying, which isn't possible with with this stuff. With the AK paint, because you need to flush it through, make sure that it's absolutely gone. Yeah.
AK is good paint, but you really have to thin it at least 70-30. I found to get it to work well, you know, and sometimes even 80-20 if I'm doing detail work.
Buff, Ed, you guys have got a question about
yeah, Jason, you got a question there.
Oh, Highland Husky Boot Squad. Okay.
I'll ship it to Canada, man. I don't have any problems doing that. See, okay, so everyone thinks it's so easy for me to get Jason's paints over here. And what it's going to cost me to get Jason's paints over here, I have to save quite a bit of money. It's not cheap. In the shipping alone, it would probably cost me $5,000 just for the shipping of Jason's paint. Plus,
how much you buying?
What if I wound up carrying all your paint? Like we're talking.
Oh no, you get away with that $1,500, Ed.
Really?
Yep.
Well then, why is that one guy sitting there? And it's because he had to pay something else. Okay. So I mean, if I can get it, I have to find out what's going to sell, because I can't have something sitting here and if it doesn't sell, that's product that's on my shelf.
Overhead, yeah.
So that's why for right now, I can get it from Jason, even though, you know, what we're doing with it and stuff. Yeah, I know it's a pain in the ass to wait till the end of the month, but it's worth every bit of it, you know, to wait that time. But, you know, I know a lot of people want to, you know, to be able to get it right away. So
Husky. Sorry, mate, just one thing. So, Husky, Ed has got an order going out on Tuesday. If you get on the website now, onto Ed's Bob's Hobby Shop and RC, pick your paint, pay him, and it can go in that order, because that's about a week and a half, mate. So
yeah,
I'd really like to be able to have a distributor in Canada, but if Ed can do it, that's great. I know that Mike has been busting his ass with a couple of his mates and trying to get it to another one there in the States as well, because America's a big bloody place, so you know, there's plenty to go around. So
I'm trying, man.
And Ed's working his ass off 7 days a week. So between Ed, Mike, and you know, it can be done.
Yeah, it'll get done, man. Yeah, if you go Husky, if you go www.bobshobbyshoppingrc.com,
I got you.
Go on there. You can order whatever you want. I'll ship it to Canada. I have no problem. I have customers in Canada, so I don't have a problem shipping to Canada whatsoever. So if there's something you want, order it, because at the end of the month. So what is the end of the month? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Day after.
So tomorrow, but I mean, I can prolong it a little bit more. It's not going to work. It's not going to bother me or Jason. So if you get it turned in, you know, let's say order tonight, or at least order it by tomorrow, I can get it turned into Jason, and then Jason can get it into the box that he's already got started for me. And then as soon as it's all done, Jason will get it packaged and then shipped out to me right away. And it usually takes me about a week and 2 days to get Jason's order. Same with Icky Sticky. When I get Icky Sticky's orders, it usually takes, but Icky Sticky, I get every 2 weeks. Because I get, you know, I was getting more from hers because I already had hers before Jason. So yeah, just order it, man, and I'll ship it to you. There's no problems.
And Highland Husky Mooch, put the link to Ed's place in the chat, and also you might as well, you know, I'm not telling you what to do, but if you're gonna order one gloss black, order two. Order 2 flat blacks. Order 2 semi-gloss blacks. If you're doing cars and you're doing car chassis and stuff, just get 2 for the price, and he's already going to be shipping it. Just get whatever common colors that you know you go through, maybe some aluminum, some flat steel, things like that. Just get 2 of them. Not that they don't go a long way, but you're putting in a pre-order. He's going to get it coming. That's the way I do it, is try to, like, if I'm ordering a flat black, just give me 2 or 3 flat black. So keep that in mind.
That's what Mike did. When Mike ordered with me, he ordered, you know, what was it? He got like 4 or 5 of white. Yeah, the white. He got like 3 of the yellows. Because he knew that's the color he was going to use the most. So at least he's got it all ready to go, and he doesn't have to wait for another order. So yeah, it's better just like oh my God, like James was saying, just get 2 of each, get 3 of each, whatever color you think you're going to use the most on your models, get them ordered now, and then they're coming. Because the price that I have on my website is not that expensive for Jason's Paints. It's cheaper than Outlads.
Yeah. Do yourself a favor, add in a yellow. Definitely, no matter which colors you're getting, order the yellow. The yellow, like even if you don't use much yellow, yellow for me is one of those colors that I have laying around in the drawer. When you need it, projection handles or something like that. You know, but it's a troublesome color. Like I was saying on, in most paints, troublesome color. Jason's yellow is just an absolute dream, and you don't know you need it until you've tried it, and then you know that you need it. And you can't get enough of it. You know, it's just it is that good. I'm not, you know, I don't get paid anything for saying this, but it's like,
and you never
yellow.
will. I'm sorry,
you won't.
Yes. Yeah.
No, I don't even get paid for it. Come on, man. What the hell? No, it is, man. Jason's paints are just like you said. The first time I used Jason's yellow, I used for my 3D printed distributor, my Excels, and it actually pretty much matches the Excel color of the distributor caps. And when I sprayed the yellow, I was like, holy shit. You know, like you were saying, you know, you don't really use a lot of yellow unless you're going to paint a car that. But yeah, you definitely want to get yellow, man. I mean, that's something like chassis black is something you definitely want. I used the textured black. Jason's textured black I used for the chassis on this build. I made it look like it was undercoated, and it looks just like it, man. So, I mean, and then the textured I used for the headliner on the inside. The metallics, I can go get the model and show you again if you want to see what it looks like. But I mean, his metallics are phenomenal. Every single one of them. Yeah.
Chassis black would be the
Chassis
closest
black.
to GMH chassis black I've ever seen.
It looks, and you can actually, my interior that is on the 69 that I'm building is the chassis black because it's a semi-gloss. So you can use it for more than just chassis. You don't have to just use it on a chassis. If you want a semi-gloss interior, you can use that too. Jason also has the leather ones that looks like leather on his blacks. He's got the what is that? The camel brown. He's got the maroons. So I mean, yeah, you can use that chassis black for more than just a chassis though. But that's definitely one you want in your arsenal for paints, man.
I know Jimmy in the corner. He loves it. He gets.
Oh yeah. I'm actually on Ed's website right now because I was like, you guys got me. I was preaching to the choir about ordering, and then I was like, well, if there's an order about to go out, I better do something about that before I run out. So I was putting some stuff together here.
Jason's 2K clear is the best 2K clear you're gonna find too, man. You definitely want the 2K clear. That's a definite add-on too.
Is that something that's could go out here at the end of the month?
Yeah, it's leaving. It'll leave Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yep. Yeah, you can get the 2K clear. That's what I sprayed this one with, Jim.
Okay. What's your experience for that like? Because I need to do all these Thunderbirds and that sort of thing, so they're gonna need to be high gloss.
Yeah,
that's what you want. 2K clear. Yeah.
You want the 2K clear. I can let me see if I can go get it. Let me go get it again. I'll show you.
If I can jump in here, I got one unrelated question. Bilge, I was watching Drakinifull recently, and I don't know when this was, but he does those questions and answers he does at the end of every month. And I don't know, are you one of his Patreon members?
No, I'm just a follower.
Okay, because I heard Bilge Rat has a question.
That's Jason's 2K clear, man. I know my camera. This camera's not as good as my other one, but I mean, look at that.
Wow, that's freaking glass.
And my lighting in here sucks. So imagine this under good light. So you definitely want the 2K clear, man. Definitely.
How far does it go? How much of a thing did you use on that one?
For this model, for this car that I did, I used Icky Sticky's measuring cups, and I only used one mixture full for this whole model. So if you follow Jason's directions, man, because he'll send the directions with it on how to mix it, and I used probably that much in the mixing cup to paint this whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I was probably about the same.
Hang on, I'll get my ugly head up here. So, Mike, this was done 3 years ago. It was never sanded. It was primed, not sanded. Hang on, Bill. It was primed, masked, base coated, 2K'd, and this is 3 years old. Been to model shows everywhere, and it's never been polished. This is straight out of the gun, and here we go.
Put yourself on full screen.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Wow.
Get some of that.
That is awesome.
That has never been polished. As I said, that's all it was done. It was primed, masked, base coated, 2K clear.
So,
Wow.
You can see and that's
Jason,
been
can you and Ed help me understand? I'm on Ed's website here. It says contains 30 mils of pre-thinned, ready-to-use paint, and then it says mixing ratio 4:1. So we'll make this as easy as possible. What I want to find out is the amount that we're going to have once it's thinned. Like, is it 30, 60, 8? You know, what is it?
Let's see. When I mixed Jason's, this is Icky Sticky, so I got a total of. Trying to think, I got to see how many mils on here. I had a total of like 12.5 mil, which is that much.
Right.
In this cup. And
how much do you guys think the kit will make? The kit from your website, Ed, because it shows.
You'll be able to spray with that kit of Jason's. I would say 10 cars.
Okay.
At least 10 cars out of that kit, if not more. It depends on how you spray it, though. If you spray it heavy, you're going to get a little less. If you spray it, easy like you're supposed to, I mean, dude, barely. I mean, just barely for that much I used. You show yours, man. No, not the kit, not that, your model car.
I'm going to try and get the light right again.
Look, that's the 2K.
That's crazy. Shine is fantastic.
It's phenomenal, man. And that's not even a buff or a wax.
That's exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah, you can't get anything better than that, man.
And Paul.
Well, this was the first ever Outlaw paint I used.
The green elephant. Oh, wow. Paul. Man, that brings back a lot of memories.
Look how dusty it is.
The green elephant. Woohoo!
That includes dust.
Wow.
Yeah, free of charge.
Yeah. First attempt at Outlaw and 2K. Never used it before.
Wow. Love that car, Paul. My brother was a quarter-mile gearhead, and he had photos of all those old funny cars hanging on our bedroom wall when we were kids. Awesome. Love it.
Imagine if you cleaned it, you prick.
Yeah, one day.
So there you go, Mike. That's the 2K, mate.
That was my first attempt with 2K.
That was mine too. The first attempt with Jason's 2K.
And it's all been engineered for the modeler, not for anything else, but for models.
I think I got 15 cars out of the first lot of 2K.
There you go. Yeah, I was said 10, but yeah, you call 10 to 15. Yeah, you get a lot, man. Out of just how big them bottles are. Those are the 30 ml bottles.
Yep.
So and you get that many out of those bottles for what? I think I got them for $30. I think it is on the website, Jim. Something like that.
So it's 21.
Yeah, there's
47.
Like 3 of these.
That's in high gloss, Mike.
Well, I want it to be like the Blue Angels want to be in high gloss for me this size.
You'll probably
the 10.
Yeah, you probably get 3 to 5 out of that bottles.
Wow.
Of Jason's.
That's amazing. That is incredible.
I know, man.
Yeah, I remember the first time I used Outlaw paint, that olive drab, and I burned through a shitload of it. Then I changed I made a few tweaks to it, and then it was very little for the same amount of coverage. Just gotta learn how to use it.
Between 10 and 15 psi.
Yep, exactly.
That's key, though, how many you get out of it, because you look at it on the site and it's like, I think it's $20 or something like that.
Yeah,
21.67.
Put that in the context, as Bilge was saying about how you got like 15 cars out of that. That's nothing per vehicle. That's nothing, is it? You're talking about 50, something like that. It's nothing.
Especially now that Testers paints, those little tiny bottles are going up to $12 for those cans.
$12 for a can of spray paint?
For the clears and stuff too. Yeah, that little tiny can now is going to be almost up to $12. So
you're a full bottle of paint, right? That's how full the bottles are where you get them.
Yeah.
I've done a 148 Spitfire. That's how much dark earth I used.
Wow.
That's almost nothing.
Yeah.
There's a full bottle. That's how much I used.
Yeah.
And as you can see, the pigment.
Done.
Shook up, ready to go.
Yeah.
I have to go, gents, because I have to get ready to take Tim to BMX training.
Yeah, I got to go to bed, man.
Yeah. And we'll wrap it up, boys. Again, to the rest of the world, we're on 6 p.m. next Sunday. Looking forward to it, catching up with all you guys. Mike, we'll catch up with you in a fortnight. And you other gentlemen in the US of A, Jim, you'll probably pop on. Have a great, safe week, all of you. Thank you for everybody that popped in the chat and those that didn't. And when we got booted and all that sort of stuff. Next Sunday, 6 p.m. Australia. And catch us later.
See you next time.
Okay.
It's all right.
See you guys. Thanks for stopping over, man.